So you guys know that the 30-year mortgage is a socialist program, right? This never gets mentioned in discussions of socialism in the United States because if you looked honestly at the 30-year mortgage, you would just shut the conversation down. It's obvious. The United States is a socialist country. We just choose to subsidize a whole class of people, homeowners, that aren't typically thought about as the beneficiaries of socialism. So I have a young audience, and this is an avenue that's getting closed for more and more people. But ever since the Great Depression, for most of a century now, the way that people buy homes in the United States is through a 30-year mortgage. And it might be a bit of exaggeration to say that this entity exists nowhere else, but people who can get 30-year terms for like a housing loan in other places in the world are fabulously wealthy, or like fabulously stable institutions or wealthy families, or their country also has a like subsidization program. It's not normal. It is not a market thing. It is not, just basic free market capitalism for large masses of people to get big chunks of money for 30 years. That just does not happen. This is completely down to large state owned enterprises. We don't like to call them that, like Fannie Mae and the FHA. The Federal National Mortgage Association is larger than almost any company in the United States. It has $4 trillion worth of assets. It's sort of demi privatized, but that sort of ended in 2008. It is a massive, massive state owned enterprise that rebuys and repurchases mortgages so as to make it possible for other institutions to do 30-year mortgages. There's also another like trillion-dollar institution, which is more directly under the government, called the Federal Housing Authority, that insures all of these mortgages. Like, this is absolutely a socialist choice, and it is fundamental to the way that U.S. society is organized, U.S. wealth is organized, U.S. Politics is organized, and it's like as socialist as the day is long. It is a series of government choices that were made during and after the New Deal in the United States to create a class of homeowners. Tremendously successful program, a program that almost a century into it, like, is now making housing too expensive, but something that has to be shifted. But like, there's downsides to every program, but like everything in the United States, from like suburbs to the single family home with like a big yard and a white picket fence, it's all the 30-year mortgage, and it's all socialist.